Hi everyone, in this video let us see about the 555 timer. 555 timer is one of the widely used IC in most of the projects and mini projects because it is very cheap and easily available. Most of the timing applications can be implemented with the help of a 555 timer. For example, let us take a traffic light control. You need a timer for this because after how many seconds you have to change the color can be easily implemented with the help of this IC. And it can also be used to generate a square wave or any wave. It can be used as a counter or a timer for particular applications. This timer can provide time delay ranging from milliseconds to hours. So if you take a TV remote, you can see that sleep timer option is there. That is after half an hour or 1 hour, you can easily switch off your TV or AC. So this can be easily implemented with the help of a 555 timer. And this LED flashes or after a 1 hour you have to create an alarm. All these circuits can be done with the help of a 555 timer. 555 timer is available in various packages. So let us stick to this widely used 8-pin DIP and we will see about the IC. So any IC we know we have to identify the notch. From that the left pin will be the first pin. The first pin in 555 timer is the ground and the 8th pin is the VCC, that is the supply voltage. So you can give a supply from plus 5 volt to 18 volt depending upon your requirement or your availability. You can choose your supply voltage level. Let us see the functional diagram of 555 timer. So first we have this VCC, the other end we have the ground. So in between these two there are various parts which we will see first. So first between VCC and ground we have a voltage divider circuit, and here you can see comparators, two comparators are there. Then you can see a flip-flop, and then here one discharge circuit is there, and this is a inverter, or that is the output section. So now we will see one by one. First, the voltage divider section gives the reference value for the comparator, and the comparator output is going to determine the set and reset value for the flip-flop. That is, the comparator output decides whether the flip-flop should be in set mode or reset mode. Then a discharge circuit to discharge the capacitor is used, and this is the output stage. So let us see one by one. First, take the voltage divider. You have a VCC and a ground here. In between there are three resistance. So you can see here one 5 kilo ohm, another 5 kilo ohm, another 5 kilo ohm. So three resistors, three equal resistors are here. So because of this 5 kilo ohm, we call it as a 5 kilo ohms are there. We call it as a 555 timer. Now all the resistance are equal and we have a supply voltage here. So the voltage divides equally. So this voltage is 2 by 3 VCC and here we will get 1 by 3 VCC. So this voltage, these two voltage act as a reference for the comparators. But you can note one thing here. You can see 2 by 3 VCC here, but it's at the same time it is connected to the pin 5. So this 2 by 3 VCC and 1 by 3 VCC is fixed values because our VCC is fixed, resistance value is also fixed. But why do we need extra pin 5? So this pin, if you need, you can use it in some applications where you will give an external signal to change the voltage here. But When this pin is not required, you can connect it to the ground through a capacitor to bypass the noise or the ripple from the supply. So this is recommended by the manufacturers. So when you want, you can use it. If you don't want, just connect it to the ground through a capacitor. Next part, we have two comparators. One is the upper comparator and the another one is the lower comparator. So let us start with upper comparator. So in upper comparator, the plus pin is connected to threshold and the lower pin is connected to the 2/3 VCC or pin number 5. So when for this particular comparator, the reference voltage is 2/3 VCC. The other pin, the plus pin, we have the threshold. So when this threshold, V threshold is greater than this reference value, this upper comparator will give you a high output. So if this output is high, it means that the flip-flop R pin, that is the reset pin, will be high. Next, if we see the lower comparator, here one end it is connected to 1/3 VCC, that is the reference voltage is 1/3 VCC, but it is connected to the non-inverting pin of the op amp. So that is the difference between upper comparator and lower comparator. Here to the plus pin we are giving the reference voltage 1/3 VCC. To the other end we are giving a trigger pulse. So this is called a trigger because once we give this one, the timer will start. So how it works? So you are giving a negative going pulse here, and this pulse width should be very small. And when this negative going pulse falls below this VCC by 3, what happens? This is negative side, it is less. If it is less, this op amp will give you a high output. So in this case, the output of the lower comparator will be equal to 1, or the set input of the flip-flop can be set to 1. This is the truth table of SR flip-flop. So when both the inputs are 0, there is no change in the output. But when the reset pin is high, output will reset, and when the set pin is high, output will be set to 1. Okay, now we will see how it works. Suppose here we get a 0 output, that is set pin is 0, and here you get a 1. So 0, 1 means this condition will give you a 0 output. If here you get a 0, Q bar is going to be 1. If Q bar is 1, output is going to be 0. Okay. At the same time, this one is connected to this transistor also. So it will be on, and if you have a capacitor here, it will be discharged. So when the output is 0, capacitor will also get discharged at that time. And another thing you have to note down is when the flip-flop output is 0, timer output is also 0. Next, we will see the other case. When the lower comparator produces a high output and upper comparator produces 0 output, it means that set pin is high, output will be high, and Q bar is going to be 0 and output will be 1. So when the flip-flop output is high, timer output is also high, and this will be off. This transistor will be off. So next we have this reset pin, that is a pin number 4. This is basically used to reset the flip-flop, or you can say it will reset the timer also. So it is basically an active low signal. If you want to reset it, you have to give an active low signal. But if you don't need it, normally we don't reset every time. So in those cases, if you are not using it, you can directly connect it to the power supply like this. Next, this is the discharge pin, 7th pin. So normally we will be connecting a capacitor here because this R and C will determine the time period of the output signal. So this capacitor has to be discharged. So this happens when the output is 0. So when you have a 0 output, it means that you are having 1 here. 1 here means this transistor will be on and it acts as a short circuit and the capacitor will get discharged. So basically this power amp output circuit is an inverter. So whatever you get here, it gets inverted here. 555 timer can be configured to work as a monostable multivibrator, a stable multivibrator or bistable multivibrator. So by using in these configurations, you can make it to work as a square wave generator, traffic light controller, timers and counters, frequency dividers. If you like the material, do subscribe to Read Electric Vehicle channel and share it with your friends. Thank you.